Time is not a clock on the wall. It is not the watch on your wrist. It is not even the calendar on your wall, marking birthdays and holidays. Time is life itself, moving through you, moving around you, slipping silently into history with every breath you take. Time is the currency of life, and the most precious currency you will ever possess. When you were born, heaven did not give you houses, cars, or titles. Heaven gave you time. It is the universal gift that every human being, no matter their race, their background, their education, or their wealth, receives equally at the beginning of each day. 24 golden hours, no more, no less. I remember when I was a teenager walking on the white shores of the Bahamas, barefoot, carefree, watching the sun melt into the sea. I thought I had forever. I thought time was endless. My grandmother would often call me in, sitting in her rocking chair, and she would say, "Boy, you think you own time, but time owns you." I never understood her then. Now I understand her fully. You cannot store time like money in a bank. You cannot bargain for more when you run out. You cannot reverse its flow once it passes. It is the only resource that once lost can never be recovered. You can recover from a financial loss, from a broken heart, from a failed business, but you will never recover a single minute. Many of us are living as if we have all the time in the world, as if we can postpone obedience, delay our dreams, defer our calling. We say, "I will do it next year, when the kids are older, when I have more money, when I feel ready." But time waits for no man, no woman. But we delay. Time continues its silent march, pulling us toward an unknown expiration date. The wealthiest place on the face of the earth is not the gold mines of South Africa. It is not the oil fields of the Middle East. It is the cemetery. Buried there are books never written, songs never sung, businesses never started, destinies never fulfilled, because someone thought they had more time. You do not manage time by the clock. You manage time by managing yourself, your focus, your decisions, your disciplines. Every day you exchange your time for something. You spend it on entertainment or growth or gossip or destiny. The question is not, am I spending time? That's it. The question is, what am I spending it on? I have learned that people who do not value their own time will never value yours. That is why you must guard your time fiercely, like a sentry guarding a king's treasure, because your life is nothing more than the total collection of how you spent your time. Every day you breathe, you are writing your autobiography with invisible ink. The pages of your life are being filled not by what you dream about, but by what you spend your time doing. Therefore, I urge you, use your time like a master craftsman. Chisels a masterpiece with precision, with intention, and with a vision of the final outcome in mind. Spend it wisely. Spend it with purpose. Spend it with eternity in mind. Because at the end of your life, you will not be judged by how much time you had, but by how well you used what you were given. Every second that passes is not just a moment lost. It is a seed planted. Each breath you take, each action you choose, each word you speak, all of it is seed sowing into the soil of your future. When God created the universe, He established a law that governs everything. The law of seed time and harvest. Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. It is not only true for farmers in fields. It is true for students, for leaders, for every human being walking the earth. Time is the soil. Your decisions are the seeds. and harvest you will reap is determined by what you plant daily, even hourly. Some people look at their lives today and feel disappointed. They ask, why am I stuck? Why is there no fruit in my career, my marriage, my finances, my purpose? The answer is not found in wishing, hoping, or blaming. The answer is found in what they have been planting with their time. When I was a young man beginning to preach, I would watch other ministers, seasoned and polished, standing before crowds of thousands. I admired them. But deep inside, I knew admiration was not enough. If I wanted a harvest of impact, I needed to plant the seeds of discipline. While others were sleeping, I was reading. While others were partying, I was praying. While others were wasting weekends, I was investing hours into study, reflection, and preparation. And now when people see the fruit, the books, the speeches, the influence, they see the harvest. But they do not see the thousands of seeds sown in secret when no one was applauded. My friend, listen carefully. You cannot plant laziness and expect excellence. You cannot sow procrastination and expect promotion. You cannot sow distraction and expect distinction. Every second you spend is a seed, either feeding your destiny or starving it. Picture a grand field stretched out before you. It is vast and fertile, capable of yielding crops that can feed nations. But every morning you walk onto that field with a small bag of seeds in your hand, and you must choose what to plant. If you sow seeds of gossip, seeds of doubt, seeds of fear, seeds of envy, your field will sprout thorns and weeds, and you will find yourself battling against your own harvest. But if you sow seeds of wisdom, seeds of discipline, seeds of courage, seeds of love, seeds of creativity, your field will yield a harvest that blesses not only your life, but the lives of countless others. Every second is a sacred opportunity to plant something eternal. Even in the hidden places, even in the unnoticed hours, you are shaping your destiny by what you choose to do with your time. When you spend an hour complaining, you are sowing negativity into your future. When you spend an hour sharpening your skills, you are sowing opportunity into your future. When you spend a moment encouraging someone, you are sowing favor and kindness that will return to you multiplied. Time is your seed bag. Every conversation, every habit, every priority is either building your dream or burying it. It's either your future is not ahead of you like a prize waiting at the finish line to die. Your future is inside you, being watered or withering based on what you're planting today. There are no shortcuts. There's no microwave harvest. Whatever you sow consistently, patiently, and purposefully will eventually show itself in due season. You may not see the fruit today or even next week, but be assured the seed is working even when you cannot see it. And the field never lies. We live in a world today where the busiest people are often seen as the most important. If your calendar is full, you are respected. If your inbox is overflowing, you are admired. If you are always rushing, you are celebrated. But let me tell you plainly, busyness is not effectiveness. Motion is not the same as progress. Proactivity is not the same as productivity. A man can run furiously on a treadmill and yet never move forward an inch. So it is with many lives today. Lots of motion, lots of noise, lots of meetings and appointments, but very little movement toward purpose. I have sat in boardrooms where people talk for hours, generating mountains of words, but producing only a handful of meaningful decisions. I have met people who wake up before dawn, collapse into bed after midnight, and yet, year after year, their lives look exactly the same. No fruit, no fulfillment, no legacy. Busyness has become a modern addiction. We wear exhaustion like a trophy. We measure our worth by how little time we have for stillness, reflection, rest. Busyness without direction is nothing more than distraction dressed in productivity's clothing. When I first began traveling internationally, I received invitations from every direction. Everybody wanted me to come, to speak, to consult, to advise. But my schedule became packed. Planes, hotels, conferences, interviews, one after another. But one day, sitting alone in a hotel room, after another whirlwind trip, I heard the Spirit of God whisper to my heart, "Are you busy doing good, or are you busy doing me?" It shook me. I realized that I had confused movement with mission. You can be busy in ministry and still miss your assignment. You can be busy making money and still miss your legacy. You can be busy pleasing people and still disappoint God. Effectiveness is about doing the right thing at the right time for the right reason. It is about prioritizing purpose over popularity, destiny over demand. It is about being led by your inner compass, not by external pressure. The truly effective person is not the one who does the most. It is the one who does what matters most. When you understand your purpose, you become ruthless with your time. You learn the sacred power of no. You no longer say yes to every opportunity, every meeting, every project that begs for your attention. You align your actions with your assignment. You choose focus over frenzy. Imagine a man digging for gold. If he digs a little here and then runs over and digs a little there and then gets distracted and digs somewhere else, he will end his life with 1,000 shallow holes and not 1 ounce of treasure. But if he commits himself to one spot, one purpose, one calling, and digs deep, eventually he will strike gold. Gold under you has been scattering your strength across too many fields. It is not that you lack talent. It is not that you lack opportunities. It is that you lack focus. Busyness scatters. Effectiveness concentrates. Busyness drains. Effectiveness multiplies. The question is not how much are you doing, but what are you doing, why are you doing it, and what is it producing? What is the fruit of your labor? Are you climbing a ladder that leads to destiny, or a ladder that leans against the wrong wall? Every yes you give today shapes the harvest you will reap tomorrow. Choose wisely, because in the end, it is not the busiest who will be remembered. It is the most effective.